All right, so excited to have everyone here. We're going to be demoing some really cool technology. We're flying drones off the roof and seeing if we can find corrosion on Pittsburgh's infrastructure. So it should be pretty fun. So you guys can see PNC Park here. This is actually a live feed. We've got a drone over the park piloted by Kurt, one of the KEF Robotics pilots. Awesome guy. Happy to have him here for the demo. And we're going to be flying up and close to see if our AI can detect rust on PNC Park.
You'll see lots of rust in a big building in that direction.
Oh, here we go, coming in. Oh, there's plenty of rust in Pittsburgh. We'll find it. All right, so we're going to start with an inspection of one of these light poles. Very nice looking infrastructure here that I'm sure all of us were very happy to see our tax dollars go toward. So as we come around the back of the pole, you can see that there's pretty much no rust on it at all. PNC Park takes really good care of their equipment. All right, yeah, pretty pristine. So, you know, question.
Does it detect it visually, or does it see it and then analyze that there's rust there?
So clearly you've got a technical background. I appreciate that's a good question. So we're doing all visual detection. So this is an AI-based pipeline that was trained on 300 images. It's an initial proof of concept for a new technology our engineers are working on. And basically what it does is it sees it, it analyzes it using stuff I'm not smart enough to understand. And then out the other side, it lights up with a color code if and when it detects corrosion, which there isn't any at all on that light pole. It's pristine. So the question was, how close do you have to get to a structure with the camera in order to be able to detect corrosion? Right now, pretty close. I think we're approaching by like maybe 1.5 meters or so. But I'm sure I'll get corrected by the team on the roof about that later. So come find us in our booth and we can talk about it. Also, like with the zoom optic, right, you can do it from pretty far away. It's just that's not what we fitted to this drone. So we're coming down here on what I think is the Andy Warhol Bridge. So I think the guys are going to do a low approach. Good flying, Kurt, and get in kind of as close as they can with the wind being what it is. And we're going to see what we find on the underside of this bridge. What's pretty cool about this technology, too, and you haven't been able to see it yet because there was no rust at all on the light towers at PNC Park, is that on the side on the right, we're actually mapping the hot spots of the rust, which you can see it identifying in green live on the underside of the Andy Warhol Bridge right now. So pretty awesome. You know, if you guys are interested in stuff like this, if you want to detect people wearing PPE, rust, crumbling infrastructure, you know, is your pipeline have a leak, any of that, come see us in our booth and we can talk about how we can develop that tech for you. All right, here we go. Finding some more hot spots. You can see the map is growing on the right-hand side as we go down the line and image this bridge. And again, I think just because of how much wind there is, these guys are a little bit worried about crashing the drone into the bridge. Understandable concern. It's not a cheap drone, but we'll make it out the other side.
What's some of the red tape as far as getting licensing, and is there a difference between just like a commercial pilot versus a robot that does something like this? Like,
yeah, so that's a good question. So in terms of red tape, I mean, all of our pilots on the roof have their Part 107 clearances, so that's an FAA certification. I'm not an expert on it, but it's effectively a commercial drone license is my understanding. And then there's some additional permits with the city that our team had to procure as well in order to film. But it's all pretty straightforward. I can talk to you about it after the show if you want to find me. All right, let's move on to the next bridge. So this is a view of the city, by the way. Oh, hey, there we are. It's a view of the city you'd normally have to pay about $350 to see from a helicopter, so you're welcome, guys. It's a pretty beautiful town. I'm happy to live here. All right, so we're coming up on this bridge, and we're seeing the whole bridge is basically made of rust. So this is actually an interesting case here. With patinas like this isn't the data we fed into the training model because, you know, if you've got a railroad track or a building built out of Core 10 structural rust, it doesn't need to be alerted on when there's rust there. So that's not really what we're looking for as much. What we're looking for is cracking and crumbling concrete and rust coming through where there's paint otherwise. So we're getting an interesting effect near the graffiti as a result of that, which I think is kind of interesting. Underside of the bridge, different story. That's lighting up a lot more. Again, I think once we optimize this in and feed it more training data, we're going to see, kind of different results depending on, what we're optimizing for. Any other questions? I'm actually really enjoying the kind of interactive element here.
Hi, what have you done to optimize your sort of output for the people who will be watching the recording or reviewing the findings after the flight?
That's a great question. So I guess we're saving this live stream, and if you're interested, we can definitely put together an edit. Yeah, happy to talk about it. Come find me in our booth. Oh, here we go. Here's some. You can see kind of it's picking up in that yard.
I was wondering if you are using any 360 cameras for your capturing of the videos, which will give you a more surround view into your scene. And also, if you have any zoom capability to get close to the to your object of interest.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. So with respect to a 360 cam, we've used them before. We don't have one mounted to this drone. Same with the zoom capes. So we just didn't mount it for this demo. All right, and as we head back to land, you guys can check out this beautiful view. This is what we look like from the outside. I'm kind of feeling bad being inside right now seeing this. But yeah, I mean, any other questions? Happy to field more from the audience. Having some fun here, so take it in. Beautiful view of our city of Pittsburgh. Love living here. It's a great place to have a robotics company. Yes, from that man I've never seen over there. I'm kidding, Eugene.
Hey, Spencer. So, in terms of the savings in terms of the savings for the Port and Bridge Authority, how difficult is it right now sending a person out to do all these inspections, and how much time potentially can the drones save?
Oh, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. I guess maybe to put it in perspective, we have one client right now who spends $3 million a year just having people walk around and look for stuff like this. So if you can automate those flight paths, which you can with standard off-the-shelf automation and also algorithms from people like our friends at KEF Robotics. By the way, if you guys have enjoyed hearing me speak, please scan the QR code to subscribe to my podcast. But yeah, so I mean, it depends on the operation. As I said, that one client I'm mentioning, maybe $4 billion company, and they're spending about $3 million a year on these kind of visual inspections, just again give you guys an idea. But I mean, if you automate these flight paths, again, take out your phone if you want to hear awesome interviews with people doing amazing stuff in technology. Eugene, one of the prominent tech journalists of our time, was one of the guests on this. But also we've had presidents and CEOs of various robotics companies, a lot of CTOs, just the people behind the tech that you're seeing here today. So check it out. It's very informal. Usually we drink whiskey and just talk and try to have intellectual conversations. All right, I'm being flagged for time. I'm Spencer Krause again, President and CEO of SKA Robotics. We do a lot of interesting work in the field robotics space. If you have a need for inspection and maintenance robots, crawlers, construction, mining, or agriculture machinery, come find us. Our booth is right over there. I don't know the number offhand, but we're next to RealSense. Happy to talk to all of you after the show. Thank you so much for attending.